Good morning, Modern Steaders.
Good morning.
It's a nice warm morning this morning, and we get to get up to the off-grid property, and it's just gonna be me and Gina working today.
I get to help.
You do.
I didn't want to be in the way before.
It's gonna be quiet, and it's not gonna be as much getting done as fast because there's only 2 of us instead of 5 of us.
Quiet as in no generator.
Yes, quiet as in there's gonna be no generators running, no other nail guns running, and saws running, just what we're doing. Because right now, or when we were working with them, it was awesome, we got a ton done, but it was getting noisy and it was hard to talk to you guys. So that's gonna be a little different. Looking forward to getting up there today. We need to start getting it prepped so we can be ready for the installation stage. So we gotta go around and start figuring out what we need to do for that. We got some chickens laying in that coop. I have not been checking in there for eggs. I guess I better start looking in there for eggs again.
Just hanging out.
Good morning, boys. There you go, little man. Camo. Good morning, mister. No, I'm not gonna pet you. You've been peeing all over yourself and you smell funny. I don't want to be wearing your cologne. I'm sorry, dude. Well, that was the insulation guy. We're having them come up today, and we're planning on getting the building spray foam. So they're gonna come up, hopefully in a few hours, look at it, give us a price, let us know for sure if we're gonna be getting it spray foamed or not, and then we can go from there. So the next step we need to do is we need to get the building ready for spray foam. We are going with spray foam because we live in a northern climate and it gets extremely cold. I personally have seen it as cold as 40 below zero Fahrenheit. It doesn't happen very often, but some winters it does. We do get negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit every winter. Like I said, I've seen it as cold as 40 below. And 40 below is cold. So we want to make sure we have a well-insulated house so we're always warm and cozy. The first house me and Gina bought, the first winter we had it, there was no insulation in the house at all. And it was a cold winter. We had our oil furnace at that time running at full blast and we couldn't get the house above 65 degrees that winter. It was not fun. So now in our houses up here when we build them, we make sure they're well insulated because it pays for itself over time. Right now the house we're in that we built, that is very well insulated and we only burn between 3 and 4 cords of firewood a year to heat that house. And we keep the house around 70 to 75 degrees all winter long. So we like having a warm house that's draft free. So that's why we're going with spray foam. I know we're gonna be getting a lot of questions. Why are you going with spray foam? It's expensive. It is, but if you're in a climate like we are, it pays for itself pretty quickly. So let me go over what we need to do before the spray foam guys can actually start working. So this corner right here, we have a place to nail this sheathing or siding, but if we're putting our drywall this way, there's nothing to nail it to here to finish it. So I'm gonna take a piece of 2x6, put it behind here, screw it. So we gotta make sure we have nails in every corner. We gotta make sure every area can get insulated. So I'll show you one of them, and I think this is the only area that's like this. Where this interior wall meets our exterior wall, there's 2 2x6s on this side, so we can't foam behind this from this side. And then go outside on the other side of the wall, there is another 2x6. So right in that area, there's a big air gap. So we have 2 choices, and I will talk to the spray foam guy, see what he would rather have me do. We can either drill holes in this 2x6, which would be the easiest option, and then they can spray foam in there. Or I can sawzall out all the nails and remove that 2x6 completely. That's gonna be more of a pain because it's nailed up high. It's toe nailed in on an angle, and I bet you the sheathing is nailed to it. So if I can just drill holes in this 2x6 and they can get a nozzle in there, that's what I'd rather do. And then up in here, we don't need a slanted ceiling in the powerhouse or the bathroom. The wall is 8 foot tall, so we need to get our ceiling joists up at 8 feet straight across. And then when they're spray foaming down here, our 2x6s on this side will be getting insulated. Where if we don't have those up before it gets insulated, we'll be fighting spray foam to put the 2x6s up. So we're gonna be working in this room today. Well, let's go over to the other side. This overhang area on this side was an afterthought. We weren't gonna have it framed in while Ken was here, but then I got to thinking it's a lot easier to tie this roof in to the existing roof while we're building the building. And actually, it barely cost us any more money to do it this way. So I'm glad we added this overhang on when we did. We made all of our walls up at the higher peaks, so that way we could sheathe the outside when Ken was here and get all that stuff done. So now I need to put a flat ceiling in here above me, going straight across just like the bathroom and the powerhouse room. And then if we have time, before they spray foam, we're gonna build a solid wall in the back with maybe one window. We're not sure yet. This wall right here with the 6x6s, there will be a wall here at some point, but we need to figure out what we want for doors. This is the south-facing side of the house. So we're gonna, sorry, not doors. We need to figure out what we want for windows because this is the south-facing side of the house. This is going to be our greenhouse to start our plants in the early spring. And then we'll also be doing our harvesting and stuff like that in this area. The dirty stuff, we have a floor drain so we can hose it off. So they won't be spray foam in this area. But if I can get that back wall built before they get here with foam, I'll have that back wall foamed. If not, it'll just be all the higher stuff up in here that gets foamed. We're not 100% sure yet what we want to do here for a door, so I'm not going to worry about that wall. So whatever they don't insulate, which won't be very much, it'll just be on that side, we will be rock swooling later. That's the corner I showed you. That needs a 2x6. And now let's take a walk upstairs and see what we need to do. It's kind of dark up here, I'm sorry about that. So we are going to need something to nail our ceiling on. I don't think you can see that very well. That works a little bit. So we need something in this area to nail our ceiling on going that way. So we'll have to nail a 2x6 to the top of that 2x6. That is good. Same thing on that side. We got a place to nail our corners, so we're good there. That corner's good. And then we also do have like hurricane straps and stuff like that that we need to do, but we can do that later on. I want to get this insulated before it gets too cold outside. That's why we're doing these steps the way we're doing them. All right, I want to snap a line so I have our reference mark for this back edge of our ceiling joists. Boom. Sorry if the lighting is not the best. As of right now, we have one light in here. We had planned on having all the windows put in by now, but you know how everything's going on right now. The window's been ordered since the end of August, and here it is, November, and they're still not here.
Get some muscles. Really awesome. The shell's up now. It's time to see the inside come together and see like ceiling heights and rooms and where the windows will sit and where we can put things and see where the doors will be and see actual layout, because on a piece of paper sometimes it's deceiving, and so now I can really start to figure out if everything's going to work the way I thought, if I need to make some adjustments. So every little bit is going to make that change.
The insulation company just left. They walked around, checked everything out, told us what we need to do to get ready for them. They're gonna send me a quote later on, and they said it's looking at like a week and a half and they can be here. So we need to make sure we get everything buttoned up so we are ready for when they can come. Alright, so since we have all of our ceiling rafters up, let's get our corner nailers in place, and then these two rows will be ready for insulation, other than filling the top soffit area with rigid foam. So now this way, when our sheathing is going this way, we have to butt up against this. We have something to nail to. And by doing it This way we have this big cavity space behind it, so we can get a lot of insulation. We don't have to worry about dead air space.
Starting to get cold. It was really, really nice out, and now, well, it wasn't really, really nice out, but it was a good temperature. Now it's starting to get a little chilly, windy, and a little bit of rain. Was it supposed to rain today?
I didn't think so.
It was really cold.
No. Take a jacket first.
What should you? Okay.
Hold it. Like that. Alright, I'm gonna get a measurement on this corner and on the far corner.
This beautiful area that he's standing in is the pantry. It's gonna be fantastic. Different than what I have now, it's the pantry. That is a recommendation I have for anybody. You should definitely build a pantry.
A big one.
A big pantry. I don't think a pantry can ever be too big. Makes you look short.
Does it?
Yeah.
Some more 2x4s tonight. We're going to 2x4 on this wall and then on that wall. And maybe by the end of tomorrow, we'll have everything inside prepped and ready for insulation. It's the next morning and man, is it a lot colder out. Right now it's about 27 degrees out Fahrenheit and that wind is whipping. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the direction of this house is, the way this house is set up, that wind blows right to the front door, which wouldn't be a problem if we had a front door on, but we don't. So I had to run to Home Depot last night. I picked up some 2x4s, some foil back insulation. That's for another project. Hopefully we'll get started today so we can get a couple other things buttoned up and ready for insulation. But it's so cold I can't talk. But I also picked up a tarp to cover the doorway, and hopefully that'll keep a lot of the breeze out and keep it warmer in there. I am looking forward to having the tiny house insulated, and then once we get our windows and doors, it's gonna be awesome. Then we'll get our solar power hooked up, and then we'll get some heat. Man, we're gonna be building a house in style this winter. It's gonna be nice to be able to come up here and work in a heated, insulated building. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but if it does, it's gonna save a lot of time. like this. Cut off the lengths we need. So I decided to go with this bubble back insulation to use as a backer from the spray foam one because it's cheaper. And I think in the long run it's going to work a lot easier. Then I'll give them something to blow their insulation up against so it doesn't get out into the soffit and make a mess as it expands. How do you like your door?
I love it. Does it help?
It does. all that added effort just for that. But this is one of the jobs. I'm glad Gina's down there, not up here while we're doing this one.
What are you doing?
Oh! I'm just standing in this lookout.
Oh God.
You just happened to be right there. I thought you were still in the...
You thought I was what?
I thought you were still in there.
Yeah, I heard it.
That's it for the main part of the house being ready for installation. We got all the nailers installed. Gina just finished up adding the foil back insulation to the eaves, so we don't have to worry about the spray foam getting blown out and going out into the soffit and then leaking past all the little gaps and making a huge mess outside. So what we need to do for the rest of the build to get it ready for installation is we got to finish our walls on the addition overhang and then tape all of the joints on the outside with the zip tape. And we just want to go around and double check, make sure all of the plywood is nailed and secured good, because if it's not, the spray foam will go around and push any piece of plywood out, and then we'll have a bow and you really can't get it out. So we're just going to go around and finish up a few things, but we're in good shape.
So I have some leftover pork roast. So I originally was gonna make some soup that we like. It's usually we do it with chicken, but I was gonna do it with pork. But then I realized I didn't have any broth. So what happened when I cooked the pork roast, I kind of dried it out. My sister-in-law had a great idea of taking some apple juice and some barbecue sauce and kind of making a sauce to help get it hydrated again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I have my pork roast all cut up. And then I have some apple juice and some barbecue sauce. I have some Brussels sprouts in the oven. Get this heated up. So you guys have, I'm just gonna put this apple juice in. This is a half cup, but I didn't fill it quite all the way. And this is a third of a cup of barbecue sauce, not homemade. I'm also gonna just mix this up a little, but then I'm gonna add some butter. Turn it down a bit. Just do a little bit of maple syrup. All right, so I tested it and Al tested it and he said it's good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my pork in here. The only thing is I have quite a bit of pork, so I might need to just double this up because we want some juice to go on our rice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump some, I'm gonna dump it all in. That is looking really good. This would be really probably easy for like a pulled pork sandwich, so maybe that would be next time. I'm gonna go ahead, add a little bit more butter in there. And my barbecue sauce. My apple juice. I have to try this again. Let me get a little pork in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so good.
so good. It doesn't have like overly barbecue taste, but it's not like over apple. Probably the maple syrup. That's all you need is maple syrup in any recipe.
Dear Lord, thank you for a wonderful day. We heard back from the insulation company. We gave them the go-ahead. We are on the schedule. It's about a week and a half out, and then they're gonna start insulating up here at the Harvest House. How does that sound? Let's start calling it the Off-Grid Harvest House. And then we'll be able to move on to the solar, guys. This is so exciting. I can't wait. It's gonna be so nice to have the solar power hooked up and be able to have electricity up here and get lights working and all that fun stuff. And then we'll be able to hook up the outdoor wood boiler and get some heat. It's gonna be a game changer when we can get the heat going up here and have heat in the tiny house. So when we're building this winter, we're not frozen. So thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we'll see you guys right back here in the next video. Bye.